I'm playing the guitar. I can do whatever. But okay. So here we go. Game number 9 is it today?
Yep.
Yes.
9
games.
games.
Yes, that is correct.
That's really long. Like normally we do like a 6-game tournament. 9
It's
is
true.
a lot.
But so the reason why we wanted to do this was because one piece of feedback that we got a lot going into things like Summit is that people feel like having some of their favorite creators play off stream and there's just no way for them to watch it is such a bad viewing experience. And then you watch a region like China, not to again copy China, but they play all their games and no one's happening their games off stream, right? And so we felt like, well, if it's Summit and you want to make it really fun and personality driven, well, let's just show everyone's games. And that's where we led to us with 9 lobbies.
If I can just say, like, really quick, just going off that, as a competitor, you know, this whole time I was like, man, this Frodan guy just loves to talk like land. It's like, how good can it be? I don't know if I can go back to just like online tournaments.
Online competition
like,
by yourself.
It's too fun.
Yeah, it really is. It's been like a totally different experience from anything online.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta say, getting to compete today has been. Oh wait.
Okay, but I mean, you next time.
Wait. Next time, Mortal's competing?
He was supposed to compete this time, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened?
He got scared.
What?
No. He looked
Makes
at the data
sense.
of Rage Blade on Galio and was like, I'm out.
My pocket pick is too bad. I can't play it.
Again, the gaslighting.
Milk actually just gave
Milk
more some
just gave me a
cupcakes.
cupcake. It was very nice. I'm very happy with this.
Oh, actually,
What is going on?
I think it was Anika who was telling me a tech in this spot where he had a GP, but if you have 2 swords in a GP, you can have the GP have 3 swords, which is pretty groundbreaking tech.
Yeah.
Generally, GP is an AP unit,
Where is
but
Is that a third sword or are you just really happy to see me?
Okay.
Okay, we're currently looking at Dog's screen, and I'm actually very surprised. Like, he's actually picking optimal units. He's buying Renekton and Ashe, which are very, like, strong starters. He's actually buying the Talon. He's scouting constantly. Is this really a player that only plays TFT, like, every now and then? This looks very professional.
Yeah, Dog is known to be a really scary gamer. Here we go, the hero augments.
Another 1-cost one. Oof.
Re-Energize is very strong generally. But
Yes.
he does have the AD set up with his items right now. He could still angle AP, but it'll be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, Re-Energize is really strong with big burst casters like Misfortune, for example, even Aurelion Soul. But you're right, he has a lot of swords.
yeah, I think it's also a lot easier to commit to having a Wukong on your board, right? Because you just play the Wukong set frontline with like random mech unit in, than it is to commit to like the Draven or the Poppy on your board for most of
It
the
feels
game.
like one of those augments that's going to take people a long
Nice.
time to learn like what the optimal strategy is around it. But as soon as there's a guide on like, here's how you use this Wukong augment, people will realize it's OP and demand for the nerf.
Yeah.
Dan, do you see what he took?
He took Get
And
Paid!
he levels? Oh.
You do the double
Because he
sword
needs to
tech.
get paid, baby. More
makes
units,
sense.
more money.
I was
You
for sure
approve this
that
play?
I was for sure that he was gonna go for like a reroll composition. That's why he didn't pick any of the safe choices offered. It's not really. I mean, those choices before he rerolled are okay, but they're not game winning by any chance.
Yes, but there's one thing you have to know is that Dog is one of the greediest players in any competitive game that's been, whether it's like card games or in auto battlers. Like he just loves playing greedy strategies.
I actually didn't know that.
Me
I
too.
always, as like a TFT player who really only knows Dog through, like I didn't watch Dog play Hearthstone, right? So I don't even know like how good this guy is really.
Yeah.
But I'd always respected him in TFT because I just saw him as a very smart player. To hear you say that he's like greedy is like kind of surprising to me.
Hearthstone Battlegrounds, he does the equivalent of Fast 9 every single time.
Wow.
He goes to level 6 and power levels and then just tries to play around the legendaries. So
Have you seen him play a lot of TFT in the past? Like, is that something that really translates to TFT for him?
sometimes. I mean, the core principles can transfer over and over, but it is a fundamentally different game. TFT has a lot of different like win conditions, in my opinion, compared to Battlegrounds. Actually, Baby's qualified to do this because he's climbed to #1 in every auto battle that's ever existed. But yeah, I definitely think that Dog has so much raw skill and just he's been doing it for so long that he can kind of be good at any game.
Yeah, for sure. It's like you see like Smash players like Void or like like whoever just picking up every single game, and Debuzz as well, right? They pick up every game and they're just super good at it.
Well, you see that Debuzz is playing TFTs in
Yeah.
Boxer Challenge. That's
That's
really
insane.
cool. Yeah.
Some it's just the beginning of like the Smash TFT overlap.
That's right. A lot of players love TFT even if that's not their main
I
game.
think just a lot of people love TFT.
dead,
I mean, it's
dead
okay.
game.
Hashtag
Come on,
It's
man.
a bad game.
Come on, I'll cheer you up more. Don't worry. It's,
Baby,
not, it's not that dead.
do you like this 5K? Like, is KO reroll a thing in your perspective?
I mean, you gotta get Divine Ascension to consider going for KO reroll, but it does a lot less damage than most of the other like 1-cost 3-stars. I'm looking at this lobby, and everybody in this lobby, even though they're offered a tier 1, like a hero augment, they're actually leveling to maintain tempo, which is, I feel, to be a very safe play. Yet a bit disappointing because, you know, you want to be the player that high rolls with supers. You want to be playing the high rolls with like a 3-stars, right? That's how you get first place.
Especially if no one else is going supers, like if you are the one to do it, right? You're uncontested. Like those Lee Sins, those Mill Fights, those GPs are just all yours, and you will hit. Which like,
That makes sense to me. Although, at what point do you ditch this get paid for Dog? I guess it's up to him, right?
Yeah, it's like whenever you feel like you have enough of a base build where you can just like win the game from there, right? It's really awkward when you don't want to reroll it with it because, you know, the super board GP's there the whole time very easily, but you can think of like something like Vertical Duelist, which maybe he is with the KL, right? Just like really easily let you play the GP as a synergy bot for a while, but I can't imagine it's there the whole game.
So one of my favorite champions this set has been Belveth. I love the RFC or the So the
Here
Kale
we go.
support augment here, you run like the Belveth on the left and then the Leona on the right, and that's just such a fun endgame state.
With the start of a song.
The true Rizzard of Oz. We kind of Rizzy with Riz.
You guys can see chat?
I can
Yeah.
hear you
Oh.
clapping.
Yeah, we can
Robin.
see all your
I
trash
pants
talk.
grabbed. Oh no.
That wasn't me.
Well,
I dropped a
Appies.
fat pants grab on someone at the end of a game. Oh, no, that's-
Looks like the truth has come out.
That's
What do you
right.
say to
People
that?
realize that
Unlucky.
Appies is hella toxic.
I've kept it hidden for so long.
I know.
The truth is out.
It's true. It's always the most positive people that get you.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that Axe skit? So Axe is
Yeah, from Smash Summit,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he like kind of is like secretly really mean and rude.
he's like the nice guy of Melee, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this skit, he's just he's super bullying this one cat. It's
It's
super
true.
funny.
I'm waiting for Bebe one day to just kind of snap.
I was about to say, so who's the
Snap.
nice guy of TFT?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me.
Okay, so
Wait,
you
what's
say
so
it's
funny?
All I
I don't
know,
get it. What's
all
so
I know
funny?
is that there's 50 people in this building more, and only one of them brought you cupcakes.
Oh.
I mean, while true,
His brain is breaking down to make the calculations.
He's
There's
stun
no
locked.
way. No way. Did you just try to convince me that Milk was the nice guy of TFT?
I'm just pointing out the facts. You decide.
Milk? How are you gonna say?
Milk. Ask Milk who the nice guy
Oh,
of
that's
TFT
another
is.
cupcake. Wait for me.
Oh, he's just handing out He is the nice guy.
points
Hold on. This is the exact same. So he handed us a full container of cupcakes, but only one left.
I mean, yeah.
Was that the same thing he gave you?
Where's mine? Oh, thank you.
There
There you go.
That's
There you go.
interesting.
I actually can't eat it.
I think,
really?
in all seriousness, I think Appies is a very, very strong runner for the nice guy of TFT.
Yes. Yes.
pants grabbed.
Ironically
I don't know.
enough.
I don't know running.
Nah, I mean, you can't let just one slip up catch you.
After
man.
this weekend, Kyun seems like the nice guy of TFT too.
Kyun's a sweetheart. If you're ever like really cold and outside and you forgot your jacket, Kyun will offer it to you.
I think Ray's up there too. Ray's super nice.
Rate it.
Yeah.
It's
You're
true.
just having
It's
a lot
true.
of nice people in the community,
Yeah. Imagine.
including me.
Oh, friends are nice guys.
We had a good atmosphere going on.
What nicer if you're not playing in the same room as?
Oh, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Truly.
All right, how about needs to lose here? She needs to
love
guarantee her loss. She's selling part of her board.
oh, she's open.
Wow.
She's full open.
Very
Yeah.
professional.
Very professional.
Oh,
Oh, this is
my
why, because
God.
DQA is also trying to lose streak.
I think DQA will lose.
Yeah, but Blue of Zoe's still gonna get so much damage out
Yeah.
before it goes down that it's gonna kind of do.
I
She
don't-
didn't have much of an
This
option.
Renekton could heal up.
after.
No, I
Put it in the fridge.
I
Put it in the
mean,
fridge.
Right, because like it's gonna get to overtime in that case, and like Yumi just one shots it, right? So the rare scenario where Yumi pops off. Let's go.
Wait, Milk's just giving us more cupcakes. Now 3 of us have cupcakes.
Where are these coming from?
Cold Stone.
No, like where is he producing them from?
Oh, from Cold Stone.
This is Milk's talent.
They can make food out of nowhere.
Whoa, that's kind of OP. The last cone? It's not ice cream. Oh, it is ice cream.
Yeah, it's an ice cream
It
cupcake.
is an ice cream. It has milk in it. That's why he's making them.
I
For
see.
anyone
I
who
see.
doesn't know, because this is definitely not me, what does the Yumi support augment do?
Zoomies?
Yeah, I definitely know.
It turns all your units into challengers.
Okay.
Like
so
challenges from set
attack
6.
speed and-
Like you zoom in after you get a takedown.
Right. Zumi's Nunu was a thing for a while, right? You just go flying across the
So
board.
it's
It still
20%
is.
attack speed and a bunch of move speed. But the way it's coded, it interacted with Nunu in a weird way. And so it like quadrupled his move speed. We had to nerf it, but we liked it so much we kept it at like triple. So
Gotcha.
And then you can go attack speed Nunu to just zoom. Triple RFC Nunu.
triple RFC Nunu with triple Radiant Zeeks.
I think the initial V song in the
Triple
background
Radiant
just goes
Zeeks.
right to back line.
It's awesome. All right.
Oh,
Wait.
already has a
He has a Z.
Wow, 4 duelists.
I mean, right? Like the
Player diff?
We're talking about the GP uses just like a synergy bot is for like 4 duelists. That's when you get the value out of the gold augment.
Yes.
And I mean, he's gonna roll with it for sure.
Is
It's
Edge
just
of
gonna
Night
farm.
BT a little overkill for Zed, or is it just? I mean, it's fine for the tempo, but just like long term, is that something that he can keep?
I think you need to go pretty vertical into duelists for it to feel good. Because if you don't, then like you're definitely lacking damage. But
Okay.
I was playing like Hodge, Gunblade, Zed, right, in the game today. And
To be honest, one Greens was good enough on Zed for him to do DPS
Yeah.
to get like
Okay.
top 4. It's just a matter of like how Doc can like make his front line their late game. He already has set in like a Wukong, so he's actually I think very set up to go for like a mech, like a Zed composition, which isn't really that bad.
Makes sense.
Oh, that gold coin, that feels so good to get.
Would you ever slam shield guard breaker? Let's say
No,
his augment
not here,
is...
not here. Guard breaker is something that's specifically used to like counter like high shield like opponents and use that damage. Like if you're using a carry like Aesol, you can use that 30% like a damage increase to kill the enemy carries with that. So that's the situation you want. But on the itemization on Zed right here, you just want to like make sure that he scales. You have enough DPS itemization in that case. So probably just want like a stall.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of units that tend to shield are orchard around front line, and Zed usually goes towards the back line. So that's usually like a way you can kind of activate that shield breaker.
Yeah, and I think even if it was good in the lobby, right? Like something you definitely don't slam until you feel like you have to in a spot like this, where you're streaking, you want to push your advantage, but like there's definitely something like overplaying a spot, right? Where you're
that's
slamming too
correct.
much.
I mean, the only issue is here, like, let's say the enemy has a really huge tank. How does Zed deal with that, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't.
exactly.
Just get Leona. Make the Leona mech, and Leona can take care of all the connections in this
And
game,
that's
right?
where the Rage Blade comes in, right? Like why
Yep.
Rage Blade
All right,
Zed
just
is so
let me hit her Leona real quick. baby. I'll work on
What is
that.
Oz level 6 again? Ah, right, 0.
You would think. You would think,
Yo, if
and then
Doc
4-2.
leveled here, he would have Leona right now.
Bebe levels here.
Interesting. Baby recommending leveling
I mean, he also
strategy.
gets Leona here, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
Bebe would have Leona 2 here.
That's great.
Yes, that is true. That's correct.
Pushing Leona 3, surely.
Sox playing Senna too. This unit is definitely strong, and Sox also has. Is it the support Renekton called a Meek?
That looks like Meeks to me.
It's gonna take so much today.
So man, it's actually quite a strong line. I tried playing it today and I went 7th just because I just hit Z2. But like
Yeah.
when you can get the 6 laser core, it's so much high tempo, and a lot of people underestimate this line.
Yeah, and like the extra damage is just so valuable, right? Because you're just playing when you're playing 6 laser core, you're playing so many good units that like you cannot afford to have a Renekton on your board, right?
Yeah.
You get Brawler for your Sedge, which is totally fine. Worth Kelvin Meek for sure.
And the really cool thing about this laser core is that every unit within the tree actually is capable of carrying, and depending on how you set up the items and your augments. The person that really showed me this was 62nd from China, because he spent an entire day playing laser core all day, and every game was a different carry. It was Ashe sometimes, he's rerolling with Renekton, sometimes it's Senna, sometimes it's Yasuo with Duelist, sometimes you just play vertical with Zed and Mordekaiser. Laser core is a deep trait. You should explore it if you haven't had a chance already.
Yeah, it always looks really broken too, because you look at the tooltip and it'll say like 6 laser core did 30,000 damage.
Yeah, it's true. It's not true, but it looks cool.
Not too sure about that one, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Well, it counts emotional damage to your opponent.
Oh. Wait, can that be a trait more sometime in like the future, which is like mental damage to opponent, just just make up a number?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
See,
Thank
I
you.
thought it was just like the TFT thing of like a lot of hyperbole, right? Where like, you get to 9 laser core and it just says infinite.
I like an infinity loop. I like
Exactly,
that. I like
exactly.
that. Or an integer overflow.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
the
would
right idea.
TFT ever make a thing where they just like multiply it by 9,001? I don't think they ever would.
Surely not, yeah.
Yeah, the balance team would never let that fly.
Unfortunately, no one on this couch can really confirm or deny that.
All right, I've got
TFT
the
team
inside
doesn't
info.
seem like
Here's
me.
the
People
They
who are
seem
like
very
new
serious.
to TFT have no clue what the heck we're talking about
Yeah,
right
right.
now, because they're like, huh? But the
Oh,
fun
did-
numbers are half the fun in TFT for sure.
Okay, what did he get off carousel here? Okay, going for the chain. Just trying to get like some front line, right? Chain pairs great with that Warmog. You can get a lot of really effective HP, like a lot of very tanky HP. And there's just a lot you can do with the chain.
Yeah.
By the way, tell me the trait activation animations don't look amazing this set.
Yeah,
Like the
Prankster.
Prankster box, the Star
Yeah.
Guardian one, the civilian with like the
Yeah, I like that one.
It's great. I mean, across the board, it seems like the quality of production level is increasing in TFT because you still have like the mythic board that's coming in for this set, plus all the chibi stuff and the cutscenes. It's really cool. A lot of that small stuff. It makes a huge difference.
I think the nice part too is that they're like really non-intrusive as well. Like they add a lot to the game without like I don't know if you
cutscene,
remember,
really?
There was,
Yeah.
Non-intrusive.
wait, what?
Well, there's always that one guy on Reddit who's like, I cannot stand TFT more because I got cutscened and I mauled it. I broke my computer. And
Oh,
we need it out of
cutscenes
the
are the
game.
best part.
No, I agree.
It's the best part.
Like
Yeah.
that post is why they're so good, right?
My favorite reply to those posts for the person who goes, "Yeah, that's why I buy it."
Yeah.
I would be really happy if you guys actually took away the ability to FF during the cutscene to
They
force
did.
the person to watch.
They
the whole
did
thing.
in
Yeah.
PvE, and it
Excellent.
It actually created a divide. There was a civil war on the TFT subreddit, actually, where people like
also-
were picking sides. I'm like, are you pro or anti cutscene? It was like a political stance.
I am side sadist.
You're too educated. What does that mean?
Like you like
Side
watching other
sadist?
people suffer.
But he's a nice guy in TFT.
Oh, that's why you watch TFT streamers.
Yeah,
Got it. All right.
No, I agree with that. I'm there too. I think like the ability to skip cutscene, just like why would I spend the money if I'm not if you can skip it?
Yep.
You guys are mean. See, I knew
We're just trying to get the
toxic.
Appy just lost his nice guy of TFT tag.
I know.
It's just flip flop back and
Bebe
forth.
has that crown for now.
By the way,
What?
Tell me this is a top heavy
God.
lobby.
What happened to our
Yeah.
backline carries? They
Ray
deleted
and,
it.
Ray and Becca just kind of running away with that. Although
Wait,
Dom
look
as
at this
well.
Zed with the scoped weapon, or sorry, the Kale.
Righteous Rage.
Righteous
Yeah.
rage.
Wow,
Rage,
Bebe knows all the terms more than I do.
Yeah, I actually translate all those words from English Korean, so I actually had to read them a lot.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
And I love how Ray set his board up here, right? Because he has this really beefy mascot on the front line. Because mascot, obviously, it's a lot of HP regen. It scales really well
It's
off max
Becca.
HP, right? Oh, it's
Yeah,
Becca? Okay,
yeah.
sorry. It scales a lot off max HP. And so this Alistair is just tanking so long, letting this arcade.
Wait,
talent
that's so
go.
good.
Okay.
Becca,
Okay.
Bebe was like, if you're level 7, you would have your legendary already.
Wait, Aphelios and Viego. I think instead of Misfortune, it's better to go for like Oxforce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
would
much
agree.
stronger. Like
Even with no items, yeah.
Viego just has a much higher tier than Misfortune.
Even with these
and
items?
It's much more like consistent. Yeah, Viego's actually really good with Archangels. So he just needs like one more damage item. She also had the rod on the Jinx, so it's very easy to make.
I can see
That
her
makes
wanting
sense.
to be like a little more frontline backline here, right? Where she has like such a big frontline for now, and then maybe move to Viego once it's maybe a little more consistent than
Wait, she was about to sell the Aphelios.
Oh, what?
She hovered over it.
Uh-oh.
DK hits Ash 3. A lot of people powered up all of a sudden.
What just happened?
What happened? What happened?
Huh?
Oh,
Oh, wait. Becca can hear our commentary?
Wait, what?
Oh no!
That's
Becca
why
playing
all
the best
players,
TF you've ever seen.
That's why all the players playing right now are playing perfectly and they've made no mistakes.
Oh man.
So Talia is something that I think coming out of PvE was seen as one of the top comps, right? Like
Yes.
the 5-star Guardian, like either 3 or 5, generally 5. I think Star
Yes.
Guardian Talia was just absolutely destroying lobbies. And I mean, it looks super good here too. The Talia 1 looking pretty solid into what is a pretty strong board from Red.
It is. The problem with Talia is her targeting. Sometimes she randomly griefs.
Yeah.
And if you're up against Iniko, she actually has 100% chance. He becomes the
To
Jax
grief.
augment. Yeah.
She has 100% chance to grief if she's on my board, is what he's saying. Just to clarify.
No. If you're going up against Iniko.
Also, Talia can deal well with any tank, like any like the true tank comps, like especially
Yeah.
like most mech compositions.
yes.
So it gets counted like really easily.
Yeah, I think the unit quality in that
Oh,
board is
Big
so
Friend.
good as well. Oh yeah, Big Friend's super good here. with
BF2
the-
is really
the big front
strong.
line.
I wonder if he
I actually
is
think
thinking
it's kind
about.
of hard for him to take Big Friend here. It's difficult to position around.
I would
'cause
take
he
a
really
better
only has
grab
one
that.
unit that can apply to the moment.
Interesting.
goes.
I'm considering rerolling.
I wouldn't mind a
Rerolling's good
reroll
too.
here. I don't like Component. I don't like Thrill. And like Big Friend is definitely really good, but it's just hard to.
It's true. Just because it's good in the data doesn't mean it's correct for your spot.
Yep.
Well, this thing needs more burst
Oh!
damage. Component,
Okay.
right?
Syndra Janna?
Syndra immediately. This is all
Nice.
level 7.
And you're talking about the unit quality on these Star Guardian boards, right? You have Annie, who's like probably the best 2 cost in the game, super good tank even at the end of the game, and you have Neela, who's basically like another. I like to think of
Annie.
Neela as another threat, right? Where like you have like 2 tanky ones in Cho Nico and Rammus, and then they'll cause the CC one, and then Neela just heals everything whether she has synergies or not. So when she has her synergy, she's insane.
She's so flexible. She really is just the phantom 3-cost threat along with Belveth as well.
I mean,
I don't know what Belveth did to Aniko, but Aniko really does not
It's more
like
like
my
what she
favorite
didn't do is that he gave her everything. He gave her
Listen.
3 items. He gave her a team. Gave her augment support. And you know what she
doesn't give
didn't
back.
do?
Kill
Damage. Yeah.
Doesn't
Okay.
give back. I will hold to it. I think that Belveth's design, I think she is one of the most fun units in the set. I don't know. She doesn't want to agree
So
with
it's a
me.
balance diff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what these devs are doing, honestly.
If you say that 3 times in the mirror, you know who appears behind you with a cupcake.
Ooh, I already had one. So.
You know what the biggest problem with Belveth is that when you look at the model, it turns out the head is not actually her head. Her face is like the body. And when you
Yes.
see it, you can't unsee it. It's the grossest thing you've ever seen.
Doesn't sound like a problem to me.
Wait, I have a question. In the Monsters Attack logo, is that Belveth?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't look like the face. it doesn't look like Belveth.
like it's like a different
What do you think
form,
it
right?
was?
It's
Like a
Belveth.
like
I thought that was
a
Kog'Maw.
ray from SeaWorld or
like a weird
something?
Kog'Maw, right?
Kog'Maw.
All right, well, Asa has
Interesting.
officially live lost his vote for Mortdog on the nicest guy in TFT for criticizing the poster.
I mean, it's a good design. It's just terrifying. Like Belveth in general. Like
We
that
have. I have a question. We have all these Lilia copy pastas, but like no Belveth copy pastas. And
There's a
I don't
reason.
I don't understand the consistency here.
I mean,
Are
have
you
you
What's
seen
implying-
the,
Lilia?
what's the
Have you
reason,
seen-
Appies? Could you explain in great detail right now?
I think we could get Kent on at some point.
Are you implying people
Where
are
is
attracted
Ken?
to Belveth?
I don't think that's what he was implying.
I'm not here to kink shame. Mortdog.
He's not implying it.
It's 2022,
That's a
almost
slap in good
2023.
time, I
Please.
guess.
So anyway,
Wow.
we have Hafu at 1 HP over here.
Oh God.
Trying to bring a
Is
game
that what
back.
you want
She
to tell
has-
us, Aniko?
She.
Sorry? Oh, I don't know anything about Lilia copy pastas, but Hafu has a Heart Zoe with a blue buff currently. A lot of people really like this setup, but she seems to be struggling a bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a lack of frontline, right?
It
Yeah,
entirely
Zoe
is.
items. Yeah,
this
Zoe
is
Warlock
No,
on the front
no
line.
items on an Annie too, and she doesn't have Ox Force either, which for Annie, which is what really makes Annie quite dominant because you would think the one Ox Force is like, okay, she should cast a second time, but that's not really the case. The Ox Force keeps her alive to get all of your AP stuff online, and then she casts a 3rd time because like the small healing and the extra shield, and it snowballs from there.
Annie reminds me a lot
compare
of Set 6 Vex, actually, because the thing that made Set 6 Vex the real terror was actually Taric alongside her. Where Vex was a really fantastic unit by herself, but when you paired her with Taric, the healing through the shield there, like she would just, she could go infinite sometimes, in certain patches for sure.
I think
Yeah.
that's where you can get into one of the coolest parts of this set, right? Where there won't be like necessarily synergy and augments or something, right? There are so many augments that like Pizza Time with Sivir, right? Or like there's like a shielding one with Galio. There's a lot of things that will like really benefit Annie with shielding and healing and stuff that like is not in synergy for her, which is really, really cool. And just why the set's so sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool hidden synergies.
Yeah.
She has so much damage. She has 4 hearts with a lot of damage and crit. It's just her front line needs to hold.
Her back line got
there's a-
And then her
deleted.
back line got deleted.
Okay.
Oh no.
Her front line will do.
Is Ray?
Ditch.
Where did he get this uncraftable emblem here? Does anybody know? It doesn't look like he has Tome as one of his augments, unless I'm mistaken.
He might have just been offered Tome to Creeps. That's
Oh,
great
from
offer.
creeps, you say? From creeps.
No, you're Tomes from Creeps
Wow.
too.
Very.
You also get like
interesting.
5 decos.
Incredible deduction, baby. Just so you know, we love giving Mortdog a hard time about Tome coming off of creeps. We don't like that.
I mean, I bet Ray likes it.
He's loving it right now. Yeah.
One of the 8 people in the lobby are probably having a lot of fun with it. That is true.
That is true.
That's true. We should make sure everyone wins.
Actually 2, because Dog is on his team, so he's probably happy.
What
about
if
it.
everyone got dropped a Tome if that happened more?
I mean, we should just give everyone the emblem they want too.
It's
I like
true,
that.
but if one person gets the Tome, shouldn't multiple people get a
I mean,
Tome?
I agree. And if one person gets a 2-star champion, we should probably let them get one.
What if one person
Yes.
gets a tome and they can either take a trait or pass it on to the next person, and they can take 2 traits, and we just see the most giving person in TFT. Really
That would be amazing.
That person would be the true good guy of TFT.
The first person to pass that, I'm like, can we interview you? What was going through your head?
Continue the heist.
Man, this set is doing so well.
Yeah.
What, set 8?
I like that.
Going
I like
up
that.
in Duelist is, we can see it's coming out is really, really strong. We've known, I think, a lot of us from PvE that 6 and 8 Duelist, just the numbers themselves look really, really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find yourself in the spot sometimes, but when you hit the Z early enough and you can get it online, it's so powerful.
Yeah, the difficulty is stabilization. Everyone knows how much DPS this can put out.
Yeah.
But I think the emblems really help, and of course, it's unlocked by people like Appies and
Wait, is
Sasuke doing really well with this today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's Renekton 3.
Yeah.
Seeing Duelist Emblem just makes your game feel totally different, right? Because you open up so many like really high caps. Because you can just let's you either play 6 duels with like really good stuff, or do you need 2 for 8, or is it? It's just 1, right?
I mean, 2 for 8 to get the ideal setup. Otherwise, you're playing a lot of weak units.
Yeah, I mean,
Playing the Kale.
I think like the Kale's like the big outlier, but the dual like 2-star duelists aren't even that bad, right? The Fiora, Yasuo, like they do something on an 8 duelist board.
Right,
For sure.
yeah. He also got good CC. Fiora can be surprisingly tanky, you know, if she gets going. Also, the best part about Ray's setup is he doesn't even mind the Kale. It's his hero augment.
Yeah.
So it works really well for him.
Good point.
DQA is
Oh,
actually the
Z2.
only one down for supers in a 1-2 cost like hero like lobby.
That is a good
amazing,
point. That is a
you know?
good point.
Did DQA reroll any of the other 2 games?
He fast 9'd the previous game and died, but he came downstairs. And then the game before that, I don't think he did.
I think he
Was
went
it?
top
Okay.
2. Did he go top 2? Top 3? I know he was up there, right?
He was. I don't think he won that previous game, the first game.
Oh, he did?
Wasn't
Okay.
he the player who one-tricked Warwick reroll?
Oh, yes.
yeah.
He was
Yeah,
DQA,
yeah.
the Dog Quinn
Dog
abuser.
Quinn
Yes.
abuser.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
was asking, right? Because I was watching him yesterday and he was just rerolling like a ton.
Yeah,
So I was wondering if he was
he's
just,
back
like,
in his
that
comfort zone.
If you didn't
he's-
want to do that, you shouldn't give him double trouble every game.
So I actually have I have a funny little anecdote here with DQA. He's known for, you know, one-tricking very often. In set 4, he one-tricked Dusk to get to
Right.
rank 1. That was kind of his rise to fame. And then, you know, the tournaments thereafter, he one-tricked Kale, I think, at Worlds. And then, you know, like we said, Warwick. And in set 7.0, he was playing Valorant and hopping between like exams and Valorant the entire time during PvE. He was playing in a PvE tournament, and he DM'd me and he was like, "What should I play?" And I was like, "Just click Swain, Dragon Master Swain." And not only did he do this in the tournament in PvE, he did it for the entire set. He barely played anything else. He only played Swain.
And how do you do?
We don't talk about that part.
Okay.
I think generally it works out for him, right? Like
Yeah.
he's notoriously good at one-tricking.
Yeah. When he learns a comp, he definitely learns the in and outs.
He learns ins and outs. He's really good at mastering. And also, he's a very quick learner,
Yeah.
which is partially what makes him a scary player in this tournament, because the worst he'll play is today.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing here is like it's early in the set too, so like a lot of people, we haven't refined a lot of lines and things like that. And we've been talking about this, that like this set in particular is going to be very hard to one trick.
Yeah, because the
Definitely,
hero
yeah.
augments and the way they kind of set you up favorably or unfavorably for that.
You'll get punished so much, right? Trying to play the same thing every game.
There's one thing to note about DQA's force that right now DQA put his ash in the front because of like Knife's Edge. You don't want to do that. Knife's Edge is very small in terms of like a damage bonus, and if you clump AoE, especially a set like this, it's just gonna die.
That's interesting. Someone disagreed with that.
Do you think
concept.
it's more permissible with Recon, baby?
Recon?
Yeah.
No, the thing is that you clump together so you give your opponents like AoE. There's so many AoE carries, AoE stuns in this like lobby, so I would just give up on that like a 34 like AD and just like put the Ash in a safe location so we can like fight better.
I mostly agree, but I feel like it has less to do with Knife's Edge and more to do with all the Zeds.
Ah, makes sense. That's a good point too.
It's
You
definitely
can't
fair, yeah.
Clump or
Fair
anything,
point.
right? You're just always.
Yeah, I mean, these Zeds like get pretty unrestricted access to that Ash, and they'll take it down real quick, so...
Because honestly, even with the recon thing, right? Like she's probably not going to ult until she gets hit by something, and that's going to make her ult. But then she's like half HP.
Yeah.
Kind of for free, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be debated a lot this set in particular because of things like what you mentioned, the recon. But there's so much AoE, like Sejuani getting better makes me so scared to put things like in the second row.
Also, I want to point out, Kyun had LeBlanc 3 and Mech Leona in this fight, and he got steamrolled by a Senna 2 carry.
Sock special. Oh, wait, Kyu and Robin holding hands.
Old rat.
Oh, no.
Haku and Dog holding hands as well, but we already knew that.
Cool.
It looks like it
No,
really
no
was just a
flame, it's just
warm-up
that
game
they're-
for
No,
No,
Batman,
yeah,
by the way.
I mean, they were literally holding hands like an hour ago.
True.
Very curious to see what Becca did. She was offered like a lot of choices. It wasn't just 1 or 2 decks. It wasn't just Misfortune. She was offered the potential to go for like a Viego transition, which wasn't really that bad either as well.
Is this a 4 ace comp about to be?
Oh?
4 ace.
Oh, you're right.
Looking for that Draven.
And she does have the Aphelios still. She wasn't lying.
She likes forcing ace a lot, but in her own words, she has rarely ever gotten it to work. So kind of a bold move just from playing with Becca to know that she's trying to chase something that has historically been very hit or miss for her.
Does anybody know why that Soraka's there?
Extra unit, I guess.
She's cool. She looks.
Yeah.
Her model's
She has
pretty
it's a 2-star unit.
Having not played like League, the first thing that I thought when I saw Soraka, I thought she was an alien. Is that?
And she definitely doesn't look like Soraka at first glance.
Looks like an avatar, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, base Soraka kind of looks like an alien.
Oh,
I heard
does she?
she's starring in
True.
Avatar too. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Good for her,
Nice.
honestly.
Anyways, yeah, this Soraka, honestly, not looking too good on the board. I think she's just trying to find something to hold these AP items, right? And
yeah.
before she hits 4A, she can't put them on Mordekaiser, so
Yeah.
you gotta come through for her more.
Raditz is dominating this lobby pretty hard right now.
Yep. On that Zed
That
comp,
too is really big.
Oh.
Oh, 2 misfortunes. Nice.
You're not wrong. I just like the everyone's like, oh, and you're like, oh, that's neat.
It gives her the option of choosing a better item setup, but she has pretty much the exact item she wants anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are totally fine.
Yeah.
The only thing you could really get better is like a JG over one of the other AP items, maybe.
Right. Get some crit in there.
One of the things a lot of people haven't ramped up on, by the way, this set is how important the shred items are. So
Oh,
like
yeah,
you've got
definitely.
the misfortune here, but no ionic spark, no shiv.
Yeah.
Like that's really powerful. Those items are doing very well in our data. So like getting that last whisper spark, shiv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why the 4A setup is really powerful because you get that Mordekaiser in eventually.
Yep.
If she can get to that point, but that's why also
Oh, it's Soraka.
Soraka.
okay,
Wait,
actually?
Soraka's here. Soraka's here.
No, but it's a declaw.
The declaw.
No.
If she had shred, she wins
Yeah,
this fight
more-
for sure.
Right what more said.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. But
Yeah,
along
Shred's
those
very
lines, that's partially why I personally don't like chasing 4 ace unless I have a +1 ace in some capacity through usually the crest, because chasing Draven at this point is like so hard
Yeah.
to find.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're always chasing something, right? It's either Draven or the Mord, and it's super hard to actually get in what you want.
She open sold Soraka too. I think she's just gonna go for the Draven here. All
AP
in.
Urgot.
Oh, I'm down.
AP
mean-
scales the dredge. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And you get higher chance for treasures.
So I'm calling the shot, by the way, now. You can call this a leak, whatever you want. Sometime in the next month, I'm buffing that AP ratio.
Thank you. Yes. Today, I rolled a TG with like Death Cap and other AP item, I forgot. And I hit like 6 things and I didn't get a single
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
treasure
saying.
chest.
Like,
I was like,
I
what?
want like an Urgot 2 with like a Death Cap and an Archangel to be like
yeah.
money. So
Although it does make spiking that Urgot
By
kind of
set,
crazy.
get mech Leona, sell the Alistar, give tank items to Leona.
Oh,
that should be like top 2, I think.
We're tunneled on this Draven.
Okay.
Draven. Oh, Draven!
Oh, he is here. He has
I've never been
arrived.
so excited to hit a 2 cost.
Have you ever read Warwick? Because
Oh,
I mean, that felt pretty good.
Fast, he will do something.
my God.
Okay, I mean, I think this Alistar's like a little bit of an awkward spot
All
on
right,
the board, but
over under on
it looks
not winning
good.
a single round from here on out.
Let me
Decently
watch
high,
first.
That's kind of scary.
Although this Mordekaiser... and that's it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the Zed just it's so hard to execute, right? Because the GA and how he jumps around, it's super hard to pin him down.
She does not look extremely satisfied with this round.
I'll say
Her Mordekaiser didn't even cast. It just died.
DQA winning.
I mean, so this is kind of what we talked about, though. Oh, nice. Okay, we gotta play that.
Sell the LE. Sell the
Yeah,
LE.
Alistar.
Yeah.
Go
I feel like you take out the Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx is not very valuable. Like, you have Jax now. You need to play mech for sure. Okay. Okay.
Oh, Aphelios 2-star with no items.
Hey, that's a great stun bot.
there's this thing that happens, I think, when people play TFT, and it happens to pros and casual players alike, where like
And gets a Shroud and a Zephyr.
Oh, you
that's
can't
good.
do both, I don't think.
Whoa, shit.
Oh, she did both.
She got both.
That is a skill diff right
Her
there.
hands are shaking. How does she do it? Rebecca Cho from the top rope.
and then still loses.
Oh, Ash is gonna die. Ash is gonna
Unless-
die here. Once misfortune.
MF cast
Oh,
could be huge.
oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
I'll say under more.
Sorry.
It was a good try, though.
It's okay. It was
a good
hype.
try.
It was hype.
But yeah, I think there's this thing that happens to players, right? Where like, it happens to everyone, where you'll have like you'll look at your board the whole game and you'll just forget something's on there, right? Like that Alistair, for example, right? You don't realize it's there holding those items anymore. And we're like, okay, maybe it's Leon over Alistair in some spots, and like you just don't think about it anymore because it kind of blends in, right?
Agreed. Oh man.
Unfortunate.
That marks like the 6th time I've seen Becca go for a 4H transition and die right afterwards. Oh, Leona too.
Oh, and sitting on a Nico as well, so a lot of ways for Ray to get stronger.
Ooh. Okay, Duelist.
Prankster Emblem.
Duelist Aphelios, really good.
Yes. I saw Asa play and completely destroy with it earlier.
Prankster Leona.
If
In front of Ash, wow.
Okay, here's a question for
Ash
you.
is dead.
In this spot, what Aphelios going to do, you guys like?
So, hot take here.
I think it's
actually
the
go to
stun.
stun.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against DQA specifically, I agree, yeah.
And,
Okay,
and it works
less,
really well with the Shojin in
Less
particular.
controversial than I thought.
Yeah.
Didn't matter though. Rated
with,
stomped every